talking about evolution, I have to use 9. That's 3 triangles. I observe that 3 masculine triangles trace a hidden feminine. And 3 feminine triangles trace a hidden masculine. And that the hidden part holds them together, since they themselves share no sides. The small one has the same aspects as the big one. It's smaller because it's on a higher plane, closer to the point. I can also show how one top forms the core of another. If the feminine and masculine are properly joined, one is offering the thing that the other one is missing. The why to the how, and the how to the why. The why to the how, and the how to the why. The path to enlightenment involves not just balancing little bit less, but optimizing both spiritual and physical aspects, leveraging what has already been accomplished. It's not a goal, but a path of improving the process itself, transmuting potential into progress. 3 and the whole plus 3 and the whole equals 6, which are whole. So much work just to rediscover yin-yang symbol, drawn with triangles. Next. I also found similarities in mystery traditions like Freemasonry, and Thelema, if I finish the square, I get the X logo, unbalanced and on the left side. There's also a link to Link and True Master Sword. The sword has engraved Triforce and 3 X's on its hilt. I like how in Zelda canon Triforce has a wish granting power, representing courage, power and wisdom. A weapon created by gods that only mortals can use. And since wisdom encompasses why, Triforce covers essential qualities of a true hero. Zelda uses Triforce and her divine power to lock away the darkness itself. The canon explains that if Triforce is ignored, we are left with its dark aspect, which is abused by evil. An inverted Triforce could be seen on Demise's sword. Demise also has an imbalanced X on his third eye position, just like the logo of X. Lucifer's and Melkor's free will not aligning with the higher will. Both wanted to play by their own rules and caused discord and rebelled. Lucifer was cast out of paradise. Free will allows individuals to make their own rules. However, if these rules are not aligned, individuals create their own truth and their own reality, resulting in wars and pain. Do what thou wilt works only if my will is aligned with the highest will. Where we sacrifice the zone of fear for growth. Pisces and fishy games like Who's the Biggest Fish? Aquarius will never close the tap on you and will never stop showering you with the gifts of knowledge. Behold, when you have entered the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him into the house that he enters. Luke 22:10. There's also a trick how to hide this knowledge. Guess what? You put it in a box. In science, computing and engineering, a black box is a system that can be viewed in terms of inputs and outputs, without any knowledge of its internal workings. How fitting. Graduates also get a black square box from the top, like a brand new chess piece. No more thinking aloud. Indoctrination complete. Next. And my best sketch, mastering ego, abilities, kindness and vision, gives us a better understanding and alignment with what actually is. A middle point as an endless vertical line. It's what always was and always will be. The congregation towards it is simply returning to the very point where everything emanates from. Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail, the tree of life, the middle pillar in Kabbalah, the very place in the Garden of Eden where the tree of knowledge of good and evil was planted. One side is all about us, and the other is the investment in everyone else. and at the same time, the investment of everyone else into us. Spiritual teachers talk about raising vibration or frequency. Here we can see that if we have a low frequency, we hit the central line of truth, love and freedom only so often. But if we raise the frequency, we hit the central line more often. By raising our frequency, we are trying to align with the line. Being aligned with the line means to be on point. On the mountain of truth, you can never climb in vain. Either you will reach a point higher up today, or you will be training your powers so that you will be able to climb higher tomorrow. Friedrich Nietzsche. We rise by lifting others. Robert Ingersoll. Answering the how and the why, raising our frequency to align with the truth, love and manifested freedom. If path is the goal, map is the treasure. At the middle, dot becomes a line or a pole. Moving up the pole will help us find true north. If the pole is icy, as in pole ice, we will fall into the lowest position. If you meet Buddha on the road, kill him. Linji Yi Xuan. Next. From Jesus' teachings, we understand the need to be in the world but not of it. The map I want to convey teaches us exactly that. We need ego and ability to thrive, but that's what even animals know how to do. It's a philosophy of cockroaches and rats. Elevated, enlightened, or raised ego becomes kindness. Elevated ability becomes vision. And will becomes purpose. From self-love to love for all. From meaning to purpose. From competition to cooperation. Observe how adding consciousness, in this case 6 plus 3, as a pattern recognition elevates us from animalistic nature to an authentic individual with a meaningful purpose. Applying pattern recognition at the point where you exit the opposite triangle, consciousness expresses itself through love or fear. For a masculine triangle, exiting the opposite would be this line, and for a feminine, exiting the opposite would be this line. Love would help us ascend to a higher plane towards the point. While fear would cause us to cross the line and push us out of self-control into external control, either governing or being governed. For a masculine triangle, that would be mentality of a master. And for a feminine, that would be mentality of a slave. As above, so below. As within, so without. Solve et coagula means to dissolve and coagulate, to break elements before reforming them into something new on a higher level. breaking apart the masculine to reform it on a higher plane, breaking feminine to reform it on a higher plane. We are collapsing fear and external control to gain self-control, which is the only thing we can control. So what's the point? It's the unwritten rules written into reality itself. The truth that our reality is built upon. It's self-sufficient, not just predictable but already predicted, which sounds lonely. The imperfection of perfection, it's perfection. We can't skip a romantic movie just to see the end, and we can't write an opera with only one perfect note. Maybe the more appropriate question would be, what's the whole point? What's the business of this isness? Well, the whole point would be evolving our conscious creations towards the point itself. Simply put, caring enough to evolve evolvability in accordance with natural law and free will, since they are prerequisite for keep on keeping on. You are not the point. You are the whole point. I see that you are imperfect. Oh, that's perfect. Eneki Toshekwu Ezekiel. Next.